listen to Marawa Sports Worldwide. Comfort ends where Marawa Sports Worldwide begins.
Reaction Monday.
My Reaction Monday.
My Reaction Monday.
It's Monday today. It's Reaction Monday.
If it's shaking sport, we are already on it.
To the 2026 FIFA World Cup final. The European challengers Spain against the defending champions Argentina for the right to rule the world. Lamine Yamal! Oh, what a save! Emi Martinez made quite a journey and turned it behind for a corner.
In one of the worst World Cup finals we have ever seen, Spain, in the end, deservedly get the victory and defeat Argentina.
Pedro Porro, Williams, and thundered into Spain by Ferran Torres! At last, at long last, Spain's magic moment!
Lovely clean contact, no doubt about it. This time Martinez in goal, no chance whatsoever.
How can other countries get a system like Spain's?
Go to work. Think about how you want to go about it. At every level, play the same way. This is why they're dominating world football on every level, and it can be men and women. It doesn't really matter. They go about it.
Spain are the champions! Spain have seized their second star! The kings of Europe have conquered the world! And who would dispute that they are worthy? This time, Messi is beaten. In 2026, the champions of the world are Spain! Viva España! The best team has won it.
Ferran Torres, champion of the world. How does that sound?
Honestly, I can't believe it. I just try to enjoy, but I don't know what's happening.
Tell me about the moment that your beautiful left foot made the contact and the net bulged.
Honestly, I didn't think too much. I just saw the ball coming to me, and I just shoot with the power of all the Spanish people.
Eres campeón del mundo. Muchas gracias.
And Mbappe! Star after French star. How they twinkle.
Well, the likes of the Golden Boot, Kylian Mbappe has won that.
Mbappe! There's a goal for the world!
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
Oh man, world champions, hey? Spain, they did it. I want to know everything about last night, where you were, where you were watching the game. What did you think of that final? What you thought of everything, including those halftime performances that were there? But it's about the football. It's about how Argentina didn't pitch up on the day. It's all to talk about here. 0607080484, 0607080484. We'll find out how the rest of the world reacted. Also tell you a breaking news story that has just landed. A sad passing away of one of the greatest to have ever played, one of the legendary football players. Also 011-883-8947 is the number to dial. This is hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bet.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bet. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Kuluma Nosbonga Denwamkwan. Congratulations to Spain for being crowned champions FIFA World Cup. Mr. Marawa, I think the biggest weapon for Spain is their positional play. I think they like to keep the ball, Mr. Marawa, which makes everything very difficult for Argentina, because for the whole 90 minutes, a team with so many good players like Argentina, for not getting a single shot on target, it shows what Spain were marvelous in that game, Mr. Marawa. And conceding one goal for the entire tournament, I think they well deserved to be champions. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Control as always.
The disgraceful scenes, though, at the end of the match was something that football is not about at all. But Let's kickstart it, guys. I mean, what a FIFA World Cup it's been. I don't know how you feel. I think a lot of people have been asking themselves, okay, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do tonight, tomorrow? What are we going to do with ourselves? Because we've been watching every single day, crazy nights, late into the morning. That's been the FIFA World Cup for you, right up until the end. Talking points, controversial moments, happy moments, football, fans, everything that we got to witness. And I'm just excited, though, that in the end, it was a packed house. People paid top dollar to go and watch that FIFA World Cup. I mean, it's a tournament that's given us unforgettable drama, whether you like it or not. It's been emotional farewells and perhaps the beginning of football's next great era. And in the end, Spain are the world champions, defeating Argentina by that single goal after extra time in a final that I guess will be remembered not only for, Ferran Torres' decisive strike, but for one powerful image, the 19-year-old Lamine Yamal embracing the legendary Lionel Messi, the GOAT. I mean, it felt like the passing of the torch, one Barcelona number 10 comforting another. And as one World Cup journey ended, another one as far as extraordinary career reaching new heights. But what was it like, though, to witness history unfolding from Spain itself? I mean, what emotions swept through the country and especially through the hometown of the young man after being hailed as football's future? And that is why joining us live now from Spain is the senior news editor at Flash Score, Francois Miguel Boudet, who watched the World Cup final, surrounded by supporters in Lamine Yamal's hometown. He's going to be taking us inside the incredible celebrations, the atmosphere on the streets, and also to help us break down a final that crowned Spain as champions, while also bringing the curtain down on what could be Lionel Messi's final appearance on football's biggest stage. Francois, good evening and welcome to MSW.
Good evening, Robert. How are you?
Oh, I can tell. It was a long night, Francois. Hey, what a World Cup it's been. I am fine this side. Maybe slightly tired, but hey, who cares? Football won in the end.
Yeah, it was a short night and was an awesome moment because, as you said, I was in Lamine Yamal hometown with, they said at the beginning, 3,000 people. After they said 5, and at the end, 10,000 people watched the game all together in Lamine Yamal. So it was a great moment of pure joy, and in a lifetime, there's not so many moments like this. So it was really great to enjoy it. And yes, what to say? I'm a bit speechless. I'm watching TV because now the national team is in with the Ray in Madrid. And they will make the popular procession in Madrid streets in the double-decker. So, wow, it was many things to write, many things to live, and wow, 2 stars now on the jersey. That's great. That's great.
And we were happy to have, hosted the final where Spain were last world champions at the Soccer City Stadium in Johannesburg, South Africa. And here they are now in 2026 world champions again. And watching, Miguel, you mentioned watching with 10,000 people. That's almost like being at the stadium itself. Did you get a sense that there was always hope from the emotions of the fans, especially after what I thought was a very dreadful first half?
It was very tense, very tense, because Spain was playing, I think, much better than Argentina, who tried to go to the penalty shootout and almost succeed. It was really tense because you start to think we are too strong, and when you are too strong and you don't score, sometimes you can lose with like this on. But with the coin in the hair, and you miss a great opportunity. But fortunately, I think football won. I think if you're Argentina, you can be disappointed. If you're a huge fan of Messi, you can be disappointed. But if you're a huge fan of Messi, you like football. And I think all the football fans were with Spain yesterday. Because of the red card of Enzo, because what happened with Leandro Paredes at the end. I have many emotions with Argentina this year, but I think if you like football, Spain was the best team. They won against France. This final was no shout until the last minute of the extra time. So it means everything. And this goal of Ferran Torres was great because it's important goal, very important goal, but it's a beautiful goal also in the way the structure of the goal. And if you want to understand a little bit Spain, it's Lamine Yamal from Catalonia, Pedro Porro from Extremadura, Nico Williams from Navarra playing with Euskadi team, Basque country, with immigrants, parents from Ghana, and at the end, Ferran Torres from Valencia. It's a better sum up of Spain in this goal. It's meaningful.
I mean, that's an incredible history that you've just broken down, but I also think it's an important history, though, Miguel, because, when people are gathered in somebody's hometown and you're talking about a young player, a rise from teenage sensation now to a World Cup winner, to embracing, one of the greatest players to have ever played football on that field. I mean, how did you react as not only just a journalist and somebody who's entrenched in football, but just as a normal human being, just enjoying football and embracing that moment between the young and the old?
First of all, I've been to the very first game of Lamine Yamal with Barca, so I have the accreditation. So to me, it's a trophy. It's a trophy in itself. And before the game, we went to Rocafonda, where he was born. It's a popular corner, and it's his parents were really poor, very young. And I was with foreign journalists and also from Spain, people from the United States, people from Sweden, people from France, people from Catalonia in Spain. And we were thinking that, look, is enchanting Donald Trump is 19 years old. Just the stories, perhaps it's a chosen one, but the story was like, and you watch the president of the United States like, okay, fair enough. I have something more important to do with the World Cup now. I should enjoy it. It was like, what a story! Even in a movie, you cannot invent it. And I can tell because I follow him since the beginning. It's a different player. It's a different player. When you talk to journalists who was in Barcelona with Maradona, with Messi, Ronaldinho, they say, well, Lamine Yamal is like them. It's the same category of player. And I have to admit, as you say, it's not journalist, it's not being journalist, just being football fan. When you watch Lamine Yamal, when you see what he can do on the pitch, it's incredible. I'm very lucky to watch every single game in Camp Nou every week to see this guy, because it's different. It's different. It's fun. I think many kids want to be like him, because it was in hometown. But in Barcelona, when you go to Barcelona, you cannot imagine. Every day I can see kids, even people from my age, like 40 years old, but also people from 60 years old with Lamine Yamal jersey from Barca or from Spain. It represents Spain. And after all what people from far right try to say about him, because he's from Moroccan father, Equatorial Guinea mother, born in Catalonia, Muslim, and said, no, it's Spanish. It represents Spain for the world. And I think the story is great. It's great. I think he's a good kid. You can see how he behaves with his younger brother. And I'm really happy to live this.
I know, Francois Miguel, when it comes to what you've just said now, his brother has probably been the big superstar that doesn't even play football, and that's because of the love that they have. And I was tracking your stories, though, on Instagram, and I saw this wall with the mural of Lamine Yamal. Obviously, I don't understand Spanish. Maybe you can translate it for us. It says something like Roca Fonet, number 10. It's got another one, obviously, representing La Masia. Tell me more about that. I mean, it's such a beautifully structured mural.
Yes, you have to know that in Barcelona you have several artists who made this kind of mural. That this is on the wall in Rocafonda. It's his corner where he lived until many years after he lived in La Masia. But most of the time you have this kind of paintings. You have from Aitana Bonmati, Alexa Putellas, another one with Messi handing a jersey of Lamine Yamal with the future. It's written the future, and actually it's with the iconic celebration of Messi with the shirt. And yes, it's a bit of fame, a bit of joy from being from the same place of Lamine, because he represents much more than a football player. And this kind of painting, it's a football pitch. Actually, it's a 5-5 pitch where it's free, so many kids can play for free. It's where you can get better. You can get your skills. You have to be careful with your ankles too, because it's quite dangerous sometimes. You play against younger players, older players. There's no limitations. It's a bit it's a bit in jungle with this kind of games, and it represents everything. The intuition of how you can street football, and after all the skills, Lamine can do it on the pitch of a professional pitch. But it's a sum up of life. He's just 19. He's just 19 from this pitch with a poor pitch, a poor corner in Catalonia to the top of the world. Wow, it's awesome. It's really unbelievable.
I mean, what a story. What a story. What a World Cup. And congratulations, to Spain. What's next on your shopping list? I know you travel quite extensively. Francois Miguel, very quickly, what's your next stop?
Next stop. I don't know. Well, in 4 years, it's in Spain. So this is great. I think I've been to today to shop a little bit, to spree, and there's not yet a 2 stars jersey, so I have to wait a little bit to buy one. But shopping list will be Well, I'm a football fan more than a Spanish fan or French fan or anything. It's I want to see beautiful football. This is my best shopping list is the next game. Hopefully the next game will be even better. But what we lived yesterday, and to me it's more that because I'm a Valencia Club de Football fan, and Ferran Torres starts in Valencia because it's from Valencia. I came with my flag from Valencia because it's my talisman, and he scored. So, we have to, before thinking of the future and the shopping list, I think to enjoy it a little bit, and watching TV and watching the popular greetings for in Madrid, and because it's in Madrid, but it's many players from Barca will come back soon, and I think the fans will be also here to thank them for the second star.
Incredible job as well that you've done, Francois Miguel Boudet. Enjoy your time off, and thank you, as always, for making time for us here on #MSW. Truly appreciated. You guys are champions and well deserved.
Always a pleasure, Robert. See you soon.
You're locked into Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Solomon Kalu.
Yes.
I'll target you with this one.
Tell me, my brother, tell me.
Is it a done deal when they have to announce who the footballer of the tournament is?
I mean, there's only one player who stand out since the beginning of the competition. He has 8 goals, 4 assists.
Argentina rattled. Messi isn't.
There's no competition there.
So that one is finished?
No, it's done. I think for what he showed from the beginning of the tournament, by scoring. And now it's like, okay, I can do other things too. I can pass to my teammate. If you see the previous one where Mbappe have a hat-trick in the final,
yes,
Messi still on. About the whole tournament. It's not about just one game.
He became an animal and nobody could catch him.
First and foremost, he reminded us that he's human, because he missed some penalties and 4 out of 8. And then he reminds us again that he's not human.
Robert Marawa. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. #MSW.
Well, reactions from the great Thierry Henry and everything that was said by some of the analysts or the pundits around the world. 060-708-0484, 060-708-0484. Otherwise, you can dial us directly in studio on 011-888-947.
Hi, Rob. This is Andy from Rodipot. Rob, I believe that the World Cup that just ended will go down in history as one of the most controversial World Cups, Rob. I believe it had all the elements of the good, the bad, and the ugly. With the ugly side, Rob, seeing Mr. Infantino getting orders from the President of the United States as far as the yellow card saga was concerned. I believe that everyone who was involved with that decision, they need to hang their head in shame, Rob. And then the bad side was to see Rodrigo getting the nod as far as the play of the tournament is concerned. I believe that statistically speaking, and also what the naked eye saw, I believe that Messi was way ahead of everyone and he deserves it. And I believe that the good side, Rob, was to see all the top guns, the big players, the likes of Mbappe, Dembele, Olise, and of course Messi, Rob, bringing it on, Rob. They scored goals. They gave us memorable moments. It was a pity that Ronaldo did not really pitch up in this World Cup, but we'll all remember him for past, glory and moments that he gave us as far as football is concerned. Andrew from Rodipot.
Andrew, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I would fully agree with that. And I think those ugly scenes from the Argentinian players on the field yesterday were certainly part of it. That's not what football is about, or any sport is all about. I don't know what repercussions will come out of that, if any. I certainly hope that they are, because we can't allow that to happen. So if you allow Argentina to get away with it, can you imagine what will become of football? I don't even over-dramatize it, but let's look at the friendly side, the exciting side. Let's look at guys like Rodri, how they silently go about doing their work. And as the guy who played for Atletico Madrid, you won the UEFA Super Cup back then with them. And for Man City, you can go on. League titles, back-to-back, FA Cups, EFLs, Community Shield, Champions League, UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup. You know what he's done with Spain? Euro 2024, Nations League has won. World Cup 2026, the Ballon d'Or, World Cup Golden Ball. I don't know. What has Rodri not won? What has he not won?
Evening, Mr. Marawa. We just watched the most boring final in history, thanks to Argentina. Anyway, congrats to Spain. Yamil Yamal was very underwhelming this tournament. Anyway, let me talk about my player, the deserved Ballon d'Or winner, Rodrigo Hernandez. Not a fancy player. He doesn't score the most amazing goals, but he does the work. I'm disappointed that we might lose him on a free, and we lose him to the very Real Madrid, which went kind to him. Anyway, he doesn't care, does his work, no social media, doesn't dress fancy, keeps it simple. Congrats, Rodri.
Good evening, Robin, current and shareholders. After all the controversies around Argentina, I just said I don't want Argentina to win this World Cup. And I see many people are happy because the football win yesterday. They tried to rob Spain, but they could not. Spain scored 3 goals in yesterday. Argentina never scored even a single goal, not even an offside goal, no shot on targets. And I like the manner in which the third and fourth place, they take the game. Obviously, Mbappe was forced to play on that game, even if how arrogant he is, was going to play because he was chasing a golden boot, and it's also the first ever golden boot in 3 competitions, but didn't win all those competitions. Your UEFA, your La Liga, your World Cup is a golden boot, but never win all those things. Football win yesterday. And also Africa is going to be long for them to win a World Cup, because you see the robbery, what is happening in the field of play in this World Cup. Any country from Africa will make sure that is not succeeding, like when Morocco went all the way to the semi-final. That was the last. Thank you.
I hear what you're saying about Kylian Mbappe, but he deserves the praise as a football player. He is brilliant. He is one of the world's best, and that is why he's smashing all these records. It was quite interesting as well to listen to what Arsene Wenger, who is FIFA's chief of global football development, has to say about, fears that expanding the World Cup to 48 teams would dilute the quality. He says it's been proven wrong. He was speaking at the FIFA Technical Study Group press conference. He called the format ethically needed. I don't know what that means. To ensure a broader representation, and also praise, he was also just praising the competitiveness of emerging nations that have come through.
Well, I believe that there were many questions about the 48 teams at the World Cup. Personally, I believe it was ethically needed. For some confederations were not represented enough with the same number of countries. They could not appear here. And secondly, there were question marks about that the countries were not good enough, and they're given the answer. Not only have they shown that we're good enough, but they gave some great games and entertainment. Of course, we have all in mind Cabo Verde, but many countries. What we have seen at this World Cup, by analyzing the World Cup, is that the gap between the country becomes marginally strong,
That are coming through. So Richard wants to congratulate Spain for their win. Richard, good evening.
Good evening. Robert, how are you?
Hey, recovering, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm alright. I'm also recovering. We had a long Monday. We didn't sleep, man. It is finally we will have our sleep back. But Robert, to be honest, I never saw Spain winning. From the beginning, I was not supporting them at all. Robert.
I'm saying, why were you not supporting them?
Sorry about this. No, my team, obviously, my first team, which was France. And then when time goes on, when France was not doing okay, I moved to England. I never saw Spain winning, but they surprised me. But I'm happy that Mbappe won the Golden Boot, because I was rooting for him to win the Golden Boot, which he did. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, but what did you make of the quality of the game, though?
Yeah, the final, the quality of the game is Spain. The team. They're still young. They're still going to give other teams problems. I'm believing that they're still gonna win the Europa. They're gonna win it. Even the World Cup next time, in first time. Those players, they're still young now. You can see they're still young. They're still going to go together. So Spain is still going to give countries the world a problem.
Richard, I appreciate you and thank you so much, man. Thank you for observing and thanks for your contribution. It is Reaction Monday, getting all of your thoughts and reaction to the big one, the World Cup final. Guys, don't forget, we're going to have Mike Greenaway coming up a little bit later on, though, to celebrate because, as much as we've been watching the FIFA World Cup, South Africa are also world champions. And if you were at the Hollywood Beds, Kings Park Stadium, I also want to get your take. One was live in Durban, still down in Durban. Watch the rugby, the Bokke as they showed Wales how to play. Also want your reaction to that. But the world champions, we'll talk about that and a whole lot more with Mike Greenaway. But still more on the reaction from last night.
Yeah, for me, the World Cup was terrible. But at least football won. At least Spain won. Football won. But other things, the official team was terrible. Conversation was terrible. You saw Infantino put manifesto of football. You saw how he ran to Donald Trump yesterday on stage. You saw how he ran during that cup handover there. That shows that the president is not one. It's not the one. So we need a new fair president then to fix these things, because we don't want this thing the next World Cup. Those addition break, those extended half time, don't want this thing. One football, proper football, not this thing they're doing. But others are not happy. The way they treat African teams, the way they treat Bafana, the way they treat Egypt, we're not happy. I was not happy at all. But at least we saw some improvement. We saw how Cape Verde play. So I'm happy for that thing. But others, I'm not happy. The way they treat us, that Tempers 1 red card and 3-match suspension. We are the only country that got that suspension. So for me, the World Cup was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible. Thanks, Robert.
Struggling to contain the junior bot pack. They break free, they offload, Muller arrives like a missile.
to potentially detonate French Junior World Championship dreams.
Well, Marcus Muller, he's a bundle of pain for whoever he plays against.
I've got a clear grounding on my side at the moment, Paolo.
Big, powerful runner, strong in defence. But look at the offload from Van Veek. Fights to stay on his feet. Ball back in two hands into the onrushing Marcus Muller, who'd picked a beauty of a line. What a time to dot down for a 5-pointer.
And now, for the icing on the cake, Siposetu Umbulele handed the trophy that Riley Norton hoisted 12 months ago. The junior box go back to back. Junior World Champions 2026. The incomparable, the unbeatable South Africa.
Say that again, the unbeatable South Africa. What a time, what a moment. Mike Greenaway, independent media, rugby writer and author of a book called, on Springbok history, the Fireside Springbok. Mike, good evening and welcome, world champion.
Please wait.
Mike saying I must wait. All right, we'll get to Mike, don't worry, because on the back of that, we also had the Springboks, like I said, at the Hollywood Bets Kings Park Stadium down here in Durban playing against Wales.
Timing.
Honyiwe lo bhola eWales bekwe kwalapha niwe ibethela uReinach Kopasisa Yakho Williams ngena James ngena 1919 Yakho Williams
qala ngoyibona ke indaba yetafile xa ungena intshona koloni kodwa xa usehla mani usehla ugugutha phaa kulaa mawa ugqithe Somerset
Sismara uKobus Vise engathi uthi asisenayo laa ngxaki ye-locks ezo.
Oh man, what an atmosphere it was down here in Durban. Mike Greenaway was observing that. Mike, good evening.
Yeah, how's it, listeners?
Very, very good. Where should we start? I think let's start with the world champions. I mean, here we are again, world champions. What an achievement by this junior Springbok team. I mean, they successfully defended the Rugby World Cup Under-20 championship crown, and it was 16-5 victory over France. Your reaction to that?
Yeah, and it's never been done before. I mean, not even the All Blacks at their peak and at their most arrogant, might I add, ever had their senior team double world champions and their junior team double world champions. So that is a very big tick for South Africa. First time ever. I mean, wow, we're just sitting on top of the world. And yeah, I just look at that weekend's rugby, Robert, and I just think, wow, has our rugby ever been in such rude health? And one of the things that I really want to just pick up on is the fact that Rassie was not even pleased with how we went. I mean, we won 43-0. I mean, this Springbok team has just scored 130 points, scored 20 tries, held Wales to zip, and he was a little bit disgruntled in the press conference. He wasn't a pleased man. So that is how high the bar has been raised now, where we beat Wales 43-0. And we're not happy with the performance. So that just suggests to me that the Boks are so hungry, so motivated, so keen to improve, that it's just going to get better. And obviously it's building towards that greatest rivalry tour. And I think Rassie's got so much in place now because we got incrementally better through those 3 games against England, Scotland and Wales. Then he's got this match against Argentina coming up. And boy, he says he's got 17 or 18 of his first choice players going to be staying behind when he sends a squad to Argentina for a friendly. And who is in the sort of B team, if you like, and I say that with inverted commas, going to Argentina is Sia Khaleesi, Eben Etzebeth, Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu, Franco Mostert, Ethan Hooker, Andre Esterhazen. So, I mean, that's the kind of guys who he's sending to Argentina to warm up, and he's keeping his first-choice guys in South Africa to prepare for the greatest rivalry. So, man, the grand plan is in place, and it looks like Rassie's implementing it.
All right, I'm going to find out from you when we come back from the break, Mike, exactly what it was at the press conference that Rassie was saying that he wasn't happy with as far as the Springboks are concerned. So stay tuned. We're going to be taking your reactions to all manner.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
South Africa, and finally the grunting Grizzlies. And South Africa have beaten Wales in Durban by 43 points to nil.
But the Springboks are back on home soil, but all eyes won't just be on another victory. They're going to be on a very young man living every South African rugby player's dream, and at just 20 years old, Vusi Moyo.
Vusi Moyo, younger than Andre Pollard was when he made his debut.
Welcome to the show, Mike.
Vusi Moyo, wow, what a story, eh? You know, that's been the subject of the press conferences this week. Rassie has been asked, like, this guy's played one URC game for the Sharks, one United Rugby Championship venture. He had a couple of games for the junior box, of course. What is Rassie basing it on, this selection? And Rassie said, I am absolutely convinced that I've got the next Andre Pollard.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Not your ordinary Monday. It's Reaction Monday. Hashtag MSW.
All right, you heard the voice there of Mike Greenaway, independent media rugby writer and also author of a book on Springbok history, The Fireside Springbok. He is live on the line as we continue to take your calls and reaction from what you've seen and watched over the weekend. I mean, he was chatting to me before the break about the 43-0 scoreline. Kind of whether it accurately reflected the Springboks' performance, or there are still a couple of areas that Rassie Erasmus will be concerned about. I want to come back to those concerns, Mike. At the press conference, what was he unhappy about?
Well, he was asked, quite frankly, what mark would you give Springboks out of 10 for that performance against Wales? And he actually didn't want to commit to a figure. And he said, I'll give us a pass mark. So that suggests that this guy was hardly jumping for joy and dancing in the streets. A pass mark, okay. So they got more than 50%. And when we asked him, Rassie, so where can you improve? It was really around just the coordination, the cohesiveness between the forwards and the backs, because the forwards were absolutely brilliant. I thought they scrummed amazingly, but it was just getting that kind of complete game going where you had the forwards carrying up the ball and the backs getting involved and the interlinking play. They call it total rugby. That did not seem to happen at Kings Park. You had the forwards operating extremely well in their sort of area of expertise. The backs were good in glimpses. They were good in parts, but quite often were actually quite poor. And it has subsequently been suggested that the typically Durban slippery conditions came to play. Man, but I don't know, man. We're in mid-July. It's not February. It's not January in Durban. I don't know. I saw way too many handling errors. So the Boks were not slick at the back, and I'm not blaming the humidity there. Rassie, I think maybe was alluding to that it wasn't an excuse, because he said, we got a pass mark. And if the coach is saying a pass mark, I mean, that's like saying, as I said, we did okay, but we weren't great. And I think what he really wants, he wanted more sort of progress. So the England game, the Boks came straight out of the blocks. They hadn't played for 7 months. They did really well in demolishing England there. but it was very much an arm wrestle kind of game. Against Scotland, there was problems on defence. They found the Springboks out in the kind of inside channels next to the rucks and the scrums. Their big ball carriers kind of crashed through between the 9 and 10 of the Springboks. They kind of got that sorted out against Wales, but then they weren't good in other areas of the game. As I said, particularly in the backline play, there were way too many errors out there. So Russie's now saying to himself, right, we played 3 incoming Nations Championship games. We played okay, and now we've got 1 warm-up game to go. We go over to Buenos Aires to play Argentina, and then it's 4 tests against the All Blacks. Are we ready? Are we okay? Can we tackle the All Blacks? So that's why I think he was saying it's a pass mark. He possibly was hoping for more.
Well, there was a stage where I think as we were watching the game, we were all just wondering if the guys were wearing the right boots because they were all slipping and sliding and, falling all over the place. That was just one of those observations. I know you spoke about the handling errors that were there, and those were there. Those were visible. And I don't know, how good is our kicking game, though? I can take handling errors and so on. But is our kicking game that good? I know that Vusi, just before the half-time, he missed one, but before then he had a 100% record.
Yeah. Look, the kicking in general wasn't a disaster, and I thought Vusi's kicking out of hand was possibly a little bit nervous in the opening 20 minutes, but what can you expect? As we understand, he's the youngest ever fly half to debut for South Africa. He looked a little bit jittery, but I thought he also had some excellent kicking out of hand, kicking across the field for the try that led to Jesse Creel or Jesse Creel's try. I thought that in general he was pretty good. And then Marnie Libok came on in the 47th minute and just looked like he's the finished article. And my worry about Vusi is maybe it was a little bit too soon. I don't want to be the pessimist here. But no, like I said last week, maybe Russie was looking for a 100 Pollard kind of fly half. And I think he's possibly got that. But I think we're going to need to see Vusi get quite a bit more game time before he's in those big test matches against the All Blacks. And I just want to go back to the junior box. The fly half there, Yakin Ahmed. I wonder, and again, it sounds like I'm hammering a point here and being quite negative, but I wonder if Vusi Moyo had stayed at the junior box, whether he would have started against France in that final, because his competitor there in that area is just brilliant. So maybe we should rather than be pessimistic or negative, if you like, and just say, how strong is our rugby? If Vusi Moyo is starting for the Springboks and Yakin Ahmed is starting for the junior box, and there's an argument as to who is the better player.
It's a solid argument. Yakin Ahmed, he slotted in 8 points in that particular match itself. Mike, I look forward to more conversations with you. Thank you very much indeed for that rugby wrap. Greenaway there as he stepped in to tell us and remind us again that we are world champions, guys. We might have been watching the World Cup football, but in rugby terms and terminology, we have to celebrate the junior Springboks. What an amazing showing from them as well. So, I know that they were supposed to have landed, but there was an on-flight emergency, I am told. So everything has changed. Got nothing to do with any of the players, that I have to stress. But there was a flight emergency that had to be attended to. So that affected really their return back. I did make mention, though, earlier on about a sad passing away, 75-year-old who battled with cancer, Kevin Keegan. He has sadly passed away. They have released a family statement saying that it's with immense sadness that we announce that Kevin Keegan has passed away at the age of 75. The former England player and manager had been battling cancer and was surrounded by his wife and daughters in his final moments. So May his soul rest in peace. One of the greats, and what a great human being and a personality overall. More of your reaction.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Just want to congratulate Spain for beating Argentina. I mean Argentina, the whole Argentina with Lionel Messi, the GOAT. Yeah, congratulations. It happened. And football won at the end of the day. It's Moses Mokwena.
Evening, Bro Rob. It's Maradona here from Eastern Cape. What a weekend. Congratulations to Spain. Sorry, Messi. The Messi magic was not there. It was pocketed the whole 90 minutes. He didn't do anything. Oh, what a this thing called football is something else. What a goals to the third place and the fourth place. Congratulations to England. At least something home. At least something has come. Thank you, England. Shomarawa.
Hi, Brarop CGC Tepe here. Good evening to my fellow MSW shareholders. My Monday reaction, the game between England and France. What a game. What a game. I just hope that Thomas Tuchel saw that when he's not defending and he's attacking, what his team could do. I mean, if he played the same way that he played that game against Argentina, we would be seeing something different. And I hope some other coaches learn that the best way to defend is to attack. So, congratulations to Spain for winning the World Cup. Thanks a lot, Brother Rob. Good show, as always.
Mr. Rob, it's Ulfelang, and greetings to the MSW shoulders. It was a perfect weekend. I mean, the Golden State Warriors youngsters winning the NBA Summer League, certain players that I think can take up space within that senior team and be a valuable player whenever we should make a run for the NBA championship as the season lies ahead. The under-20 Bokke, well done on making history, on successfully retaining that World Rugby Under Championship title. You join an elite class of the Blitzbokke, back-to-back HSBC 7 World Series titles, and the Springboks back-to-back Rugby World Cup titles. So, hey, no DNA, just RSA. And what capped off an amazing weekend of sport here, Mr. Rob, is we can also make a point of Drickus du Plessis winning, but most definitely we can chat about all things to do with the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Prayers delayed are not prayers denied. I think the football gods listened to the cries of all football lovers around the world. Viva La Roja, viva España. Great as always. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a beautiful weekend, wasn't it?
Good evening, Robert. This is Uskumbozo, 8 Nambit, also known as Utot. Robert, I know Spain, they have Omar Titibala, Robert. Argentina did not play at all. They did not play the football that made them reach the finals. I remember in 2010 when Spain played the Netherlands in the FIFA World Cup final. The Netherlands, they did the same. They did not play. Instead, they were kicking the Spanish players. I don't know. They are Matitibala's working champ. But anyway, Spain played very well. They played good football. They played their own style. They did not change. They continue playing the way they play from the beginning of the tournament until the end. I was so disappointed. I was hoping that Leo Messi will lift the trophy and seal the argument of the GOAT. Thank you, Robert. That is my reaction Monday. Skombozo from 8-5.
Hey, Skubuzo, thank you very, very much indeed. Maxwell in Pretoria, we have 70 seconds, my friend. Good evening.
Good evening, Marawa. I'll be very quick. This World Cup, for me, it was not that exciting, Marawa, because we were talking about outside things that were happening outside the football other than in the pitch. We had a lot of people who denied a lot of access. We had an unusual call where president can call and tell the president to replace Robert Marawa or bring Robert Marawa. So for me, it was extremely very disappointing World Cup. Financial, they have made billions, but at the end of the day, because of the way people were treated at the USA, it didn't go well with me this World Cup. Congratulations to Spain.
Thanks so much for wrapping it up. Maxwell in Pretoria just saying that it was a terrible, terrible World Cup and for reasons outside of the football pitch. Well, talking about matters, to do with football, I saw early on, though, according to Sky Sports News, they were saying that the Italian Football Federation has met up with Pep Guardiola to convince him to take over as the national team head coach. That was the breaking news earlier from Sky Sports News. But coming back home, though, I can tell you that the CAF president, Patrice Motsepe, is going to be holding a press conference on Wednesday here in Johannesburg, SA. I do believe that some of the things he's going to be touching on include reflecting on, Africa's performance at the FIFA World Cup and also several other developments of CAF and within the African football. So I'm not sure 100% what that is all about. But yeah, we look forward to hearing what the president of CAF has to say. He's been, I don't know. I mean, first question I'd ask is how many games did you watch live at the FIFA World Cup? I think we all saw him there alongside, Gianni Infantino at most of the games. But what a weekend, guys. What a weekend. It all comes to an end as far as the FIFA World Cup is concerned, but worthy of so much conversation. And once again, Viva Spain. Congratulations, world champions. Marawa Sports Worldwide is back again tomorrow. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bet.